this is? Do I know what this is? I hope I know what this is. Because, don't you just have some days where you get out of bed and you go, what is this? I don't necessarily. I'm usually pretty aware of what I'm doing, and I'm aware of what I'm doing right now because this is another edition of Often Pacing Live, coming at you live from the internet and wherever in this world you may be placed, located, or residing. I am Ray Cotolo, coming to present to you the Legends Series Finals from Hilltop Park. It's already the end of Season 16. It's Season 16 in the game, and I'm also trying to get myself to text Landon the fact that I am live right now, because Landon is, of course, a little sweetheart, and I'm typing out not sentences. We live. That's where we're gonna. We lice. Okay, we told him we lice. I am feeling a little bit itchy actually. Maybe should get out in the sun more. But then I peel and it's paint. The point is, anything that has to do with work, I do not want to do. But instead, I can always open up my Often Pacing app, and then I can enter my horses like I have been doing this entire spring break. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Unlike other college students that are out partying in Guatemala or riding gondolas down the Nile River, I am sitting in my house entering my horses. And now we got two really great stakes races to cover here on this show over at Hilltop Park, like I said, and these are the Legends Series Finals for $1 million. The Legends Series, for those of you who might not know by this point in time, is one of those stakes races that lasts throughout the season, that has qualifiers through I think it's every other week. I think it's every other 2 weeks or something like that. You acquire points through the season, and then you hope you have enough points to make either the consolations or the finals. Now, the consolations are happening right now, and the finals are the first final is coming up in 2 minutes. And so what we did here over at Often Pacing, and I include myself as part of the team because, let's be honest, I do all the work. We are running a contest where if you pick the winner of either the girls' Legend Series Final or the boys' Legend Series Final, you'll be entered into a drawing for 200,000 free coins. And if we look here, we have with us kind of a tote board, a makeshift tote board, if you will, of your opinions of this first race, being the Legends Final for the girls. And of course, as I was looking at them too, I was thinking Overdrive CC should probably be the favorite here, and a lot of people agree. 34 of what's, in all honesty, this would make her like an even money, not an odds-on favorite, even. Not even money, odds-on favorite even. That sentence was not confusing at all. But Overdrive CC, of course, has a lot of merit to her credit. She has a mark. If I can load away from the boys and then go on to the girls program, I can actually explain what it is people are seeing. There we go. Overdrive CC, a mark of 144 and 4, 6.3 million in earnings, comes in off a 46 and 1 win. Second choice here, Colonel Racer the 4. 14 million in earnings, up 5-year-old filly, though this might be your last year, we don't know. But she's coming off a 4th place finish in the National. That's a much harder race to qualify for. I mean, it's all subjective, really, but that's still a very high-class race. Went for $3 million, and she was 4th. Has 65 wins to her credit out of 156 starts racing for C&G Racing. And now, as we're getting ready to go, let's take a look at the rest of the field. Okay, we're looking at the field. Perfect. So you have 10 horses lining up here. If I were looking at this, and I am right now, the one horse that's kind of interesting to me is the One Catastrophe for SWC Racing. 10 seconds to go. Shipped over to Hoosier Park as a 48 and 3 win. 48 and 3 is very fast for over at Hoosier. As a mark of 45 and 1, and also has a really nice win in 46 and 1 in one of the qualifiers for the Legend Series over at National Downs. But this field is in motion, approaching the start. Off and pacing in the National. Peggy's Pig from the far outside is leaving fast, as is Sweet Miracle, as they come by us for the first time to the inside. Overdrive CC out there too, as we try to get a closer look at the field moving to that first turn. Peggy's Pig, widest of them all, taking the lead, trying to clear to the pylons over Sweet Miracle, moving for the second. Third then is Overdrive CC, parking out Sweet Miracle to that opening quarter in 25-3. Catastrophe stalks them from fourth as they turn into the backstretch. Valedictorian's back fifth, then in front of Colonel Racer sixth to the inside of Modu Major Green, parked out seventh. Now taking the seventh spot, Wicked L to the inside, followed by That's Brisk Baby, and last of them all is Benchmark as they move on to that halfway point. It's Sweet Miracle in control over Peggy's Pig in 52 and 1/5 seconds, 26-3 for that second quarter. Sitting third as they move to the turn. Overdrive CC in front of Catastrophe fourth. Valedictorian is back in fifth. Colonel Racer still sixth. Locked in seventh. Wicked L, one of two grays. The other, Modu Major Green, parked out eighth. Ninth, That's Brisk Baby. Benchmark remains the trailer, moving around that final turn to the three-quarter pole. Sweet Miracle leading Peggy's Pig by a length in 1:19 as they come to the top of the stretch. Out of the pocket, Peggy's Pig now rushes up to take command from Sweet Miracle, dropping back to the inside. Deeper on the track, Overdrive CC. Valedictorian coming to the mix too as Overdrive CC takes the lead. Diving to the inside then to try and take second. Catastrophe from Valedictorian and Colonel Racer. The line is coming. Overdrive CC in front by 2 and he's home. Overdrive CC takes the Legends Series for the girls in 44-4 over Catastrophe, Valedictorian, and Colonel Racer. Now here's something. Now that was basically like we gave out the exacta there. Technically, we gave out Catastrophe as kind of the note as one of the stranger horses. And if we look back at how they were looking, 1 vote for Catastrophe. Only 1 vote. So that would have been one of the longest shots on the board in that case. And we touted it right here. Even though there's no betting involved. I like looking at it from a betting aspect. I think it's a lot. It makes things very interesting. Now we have the final, Legends Final. Finally. Got another $1 million race. This one for the boys. 10 lining up here. Let's take a look at what you guys thought. In terms of the voting, Liam's wowzers, wowzery indeed. Shares favoritism with Prickly Rocket to the inside. Liam's wowzers, let's see here. Yes, this is the horse I was looking at. That's coming from Gold Coast Downs. People are not fooled by the fact that 48 Mile at Gold Coast is wicked fast. And that's, of course, probably why he's one of the co-favorites in this race. Also has 109 wins out of 209 starts, a mark of 44-2, and $17 million in earnings. So there's a lot more to like about that guy than let alone his performances on a slower track. The second choice then narrowly is Prickly Rocket, starting from the inside. Comes off a 45-1 win at Camfella, which I feel is not really that as good of a race as people are making it out to be. But then again, people are probably also looking at his lifetime mark, 44-4, which could certainly win this race given the right trip. And then he also was in the AG Hunter Cup final, finishing 6th there, and that's a very tough race, especially him starting from the second tier with post 10, still to finish 6th there. Otherwise, he does have the speed, and he does garner some form of attention. But let's look elsewhere. What else do we have in this race? There was a one horse, Iron Sleazy Wheezy, the 6th horse. To the outside, as we now cut over to the field that we are going to be watching. Iron Sleazy Wheezy lost to Liam's Wowzers actually over at Gold Coast in that last race, but did so as being a part of the pace and is still raced almost equally as well as Liam's Wowzers over on that circuit. Also has a win in 45-4 from post 10 in the Legends final, or in the Legends qualifier, excuse me, over at National Downs. And in all honesty, this horse is deserving of some attention too as a potential upset. Who else do we have here then? There's another horse to the outside, the Senert Express, excuse me. A mark of 44-3. Comes in, had a 49-2 win over at Brandywine. I don't really know the specifics of Brandywine, but looks like I got to make my pick with 1 second to post. I'm going with Iron Sleazy Wheezy, the 6th horse, as this field is in motion, approaching the start, and already off and pacing. Inside, Prickly Rocket fires out. Iron Sleazy Wheezy out too. Liam's Wowzers from in between horses, and Benjamin Franklin J. Now 4 across the track, 2 across the track. Iron Sleazy Wheezy and Liam's Wowzers are going to duel for the top. Then out from 3rd, Bionic Holmes. Inside 4th comes Benjamin Franklin J. in front of Prickly Rocket 5th. Banana Runner is back in 6th in front of The Who. Then wide around the turn, the Centered Express as they go by the opening quarter in 25 and 4. It's Bionic Homie circling to the top over Iron Sleazy Wheezy to the backstretch. Prickly Rocket out and moving for Holiday up towards 2nd and is creeping towards the lead. Then it's the Centered Express riding that cover up towards 4th. Liam's Wowzers now enters that overland flow. 3rd over, picking up cover. 4th over, World's Fastest Indian. Now 4th over, Miss Xmas as Prickly Rocket overtakes in a shuffle. 53 seconds for the half. 27 and 1 that second quarter. The Centered Express left uncovered around that turn. Bionic Homie occupies the pocket. 2nd over and Coppine stalled cover. Liam's Wowzers dropping back now. 3 lengths off the leader, Prickly Rocket. 3 wide now, blind switching the favorite, World's Fastest Indian. Room at the inside for Bionic Homie in the pocket to tip out. Iron Sleazy Wheezy behind that. Benjamin Franklin J in the mix too, and the Centered Express coming back. 1:19 and 1 the 3/4 time, trying to catch Prickly Rocket through the stretch, leading Bionic Homie by a length. Iron Sleazy Wheezy to the inside, looks for room. Liam's Wowzers is rallying down the center of the track, and The Who shakes loose late. Prickly Rocket coming to the line. Liam's Wowzers, The Who widest of all, but Prickly Rocket held on to take the Legends final. Liam's Wowzers was flying for 2nd. The Who also shook loose for 3rd. 1:45 flat. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. We had Prickly Rocket, the 2nd favorite, only by 1 vote, winning the boys' final of the Legends series. I had to remember what races I was calling, because there's so many names running through my head. I called the 1 horse Bionic Holmes when he's Bionic Homie, which, let's be honest, Holmes, Homie, very close in nomenclature and in meaning, depending on what culture you come from. And then, of course, Overdrive CC, the other favorite, won very handily in the girls' final. That's only a 4-year-old filly, so it seems like we are going to have a lot more good races coming from her moving into the 5-year-old season, which tends to be the last one, but who knows? Who knows? I sure don't. I know I have 11 horses to enter from today, and for those of you who joined this broadcast, thank you very much. If you don't have the app and you don't have the game, but you want to join in, very simple. You look at the feed right now. Download on the App Store. Get it on Google Play. If you can't read, I said it for you. Now, memorize those words and those actions so that way once I depart into the ether net, because like this is the internet, but ether, very poetic. Once I leave, which is also the moment everyone's waiting for, you can go onto your phone, either your iPhone or your Android, App Store for the iPhone, Google Play for the Android, download the app, start your stable, get your first horse, enter your first race, and join in on the fun. But meantime, I am Ray Cotolo of North American Harness Update, the internet's favorite harness handicapping show, which airs Fridays from 9 p.m. on 148.ca/1, as well as Facebook, Twitter, and all over across the internet. I have to go get ready for that to make it sound like we actually prepare things that are great for that show. And I will see you, well, I won't actually see you, but you'll hear me, and I'll hear you no matter what, whenever the next occasion occurs. We'll meet again.